you stand at the gates of Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of ancient Persia in 500 BC. Massive stone columns rise 40 feet into the sky, each carved from single blocks of stone. The Achaemenid Empire stretches from Egypt to India at this moment in all human history. Darius the Great built this palace to show the world what Persian power truly meant. Stay with us as we journey through real Persia across 25 centuries of grand history. This is the Iran no one shows you, the land of empires and forgotten splendor today. Let us begin this tour through cities that shaped civilization, but history has forgotten. Walk up the grand staircase where ambassadors from 40 nations climbed each spring. The steps are wide and shallow, designed so horses could climb them without any struggle. Persian guards in pleated robes line the walls, carved in eternal stone with perfect detail. Above you, winged bulls with human faces watch over the gate of all nations forever. The craftsmanship is extraordinary, each detail preserved 25 centuries in desert air. Sunlight catches the limestone, making the structure glow gold in the afternoon desert light. This is where the known world came to pay tribute to the King of Kings every single year. Turn toward the Apadana Palace, where Darius held audiences with envoys from across lands. The hall once held 72 columns, supporting a wooden roof, now long since burned away. Wall carvings show tribute bearers from every corner of the Persian world, bringing gifts. Lydians bring gold vessels, Ethiopians carry ivory tusks, Bactrians lead camels loaded. Each delegation wears clothing of their homeland, preserved forever in carved stone for ages. Persia didn't just conquer lands, it celebrated the diversity of all its subject peoples. This empire allowed local customs, languages, and religions to flourish in complete peace. Now leap forward through time to Ctesiphon in 550 AD during the mighty Sassanian dynasty. The Tak Khosra Arch rises before you, the largest brick arch ever built in human history. 80 feet high and still standing after 15 centuries without mortar holding it all. This was the winter palace of Sassanian kings who ruled Persia for 400 years. Silk Road caravans passed through carrying goods between Rome and China for great profit. The Sassanians revived Zoroastrianism and made it the state religion of Persia entirely. Fire temples burned across the empire, maintaining sacred flames that never went out once. Enter the audience hall where the king sat on the peacock throne beneath soaring vaults. Walls were covered in frescoes showing royal hunts, battles, and scenes from Persian myth. Courtiers in silk robes and jeweled belts attended the Shah speaking Middle Persian daily. Music from harps filled the hall during royal banquets that lasted for many long days. The Sassanians preserved Persian culture against Roman and Byzantine pressure always present. They translated Greek texts into Persian language, saving knowledge for all future ages ahead. This dynasty laid the foundations for what would become Islamic Persian culture forever. Jump ahead to Nishapur in the year 1000 AD, a center of science, poetry, and Islamic learning. Omar Khayyam was born here, the mathematician who reformed the Persian calendar with precision. Al-Ghazali taught philosophy here, influencing Islamic thought for 1,000 years to come. The city produced turquoise-glazed pottery, exported across the medieval Islamic world widely. Libraries held thousands of manuscripts in Arabic and Persian on every known subject matter. Scholars debated astronomy, medicine, mathematics in gardens, and study circles every single day. Persian was the language of culture from Anatolia to Bengal during this great golden age. Travel southwest to Shiraz, the city of poets and gardens, in the year 1400 AD. Hafez and Saadi both lived here, creating poetry that Persians still memorize by heart today. Their tombs are pilgrimage sites where people come to read verses and seek wise guidance. The Iram Garden shows Persian paradise garden design at its most refined and beautiful state. 4 quadrants divided by water channels, cypress trees providing shade, roses blooming there. Fountains mix with nightingales singing in branches overhead in the warm summer evening air. These gardens inspired Mughal India and influenced Islamic garden design across the entire world. Enter a traditional Persian house with biruni and andaruni, public and private quarters apart. The courtyard is the heart of the home, open to the sky with a central fountain feature. Rooms surround the courtyard on all sides, each designed to catch cooling breezes naturally. Families sleep on the roof under stars to escape the intense heat during warm summer nights. In winter, they gather in rooms heated by corsus, braziers under tables, and warm blankets. Persian architecture works with climate, not against it, using wisdom of many millennia here. Every design choice has a purpose, developed over thousands of years, living in this harsh land. Visit a Zoroastrian fire temple where the ancient religion still survives against all the odds. The sacred fire has burned continuously for over 1,000 years, without going out even once. Priests in white robes tend the flames, adding sandalwood and keeping the fire completely pure. Zoroastrianism was Persia's religion before Islam arrived in the 7th century AD entirely. It taught that life is a battle between good and evil, light and darkness going on forever. Its concepts of heaven, hell, and judgment influenced Judaism, Christianity, Islam quite deeply. Though most Persians converted to Islam, Zoroastrian communities persisted in Yazd and Kerman. Journey northwest to Tabriz in the 16th century, during early Safavid period under Shah Ismail. This northwestern city was briefly the capital before Isfahan took that important role later. The Blue Mosque shows early Safavid tilework, cobalt blue and turquoise covering every inch. Tabriz was a major trading center where European merchants met Persian and Ottoman traders. Armenian Christians lived here in large numbers, controlling much of the international silk trade. The city's bazaar is one of the oldest continuously operating markets in all the known world. Earthquakes have damaged it repeatedly over centuries, but each time people rebuilt stronger. Finally arrive in Isfahan during its golden age in 1650 under the great Shah Abbas. Naqshi Jahan Square stretches before you, 500 meters of perfect architectural harmony. The Shah Mosque with its turquoise dome, Sheikh Lotfola Mosque, Ali Kapu Palace all surround. This square was designed to showcase Safavid power and the glory of Persian culture to all. 500,000 people lived in Isfahan then, making it one of Earth's 5 greatest cities. Isfahan produced more art, poetry, and science than entire European kingdoms in that great era. The saying went, Isfahan is half the world, capturing its magnificence and global importance. Cross the Sayo-Se-Pol Bridge, where citizens gather each evening to socialize and enjoy their life. 33 arches span the Zayandeh River, built from yellow brick and limestone quarried. Musicians play traditional instruments beneath the arches, music echoing off the flowing water. Christians, Muslims, Jews, and Zoroastrians mix freely here without conflict or any separation. Religious tolerance was the law under Shah Abbas, and Isfahan became a haven for great diversity. Armenian merchants controlled international trade. Jewish physicians served at the royal court here. This cosmopolitan culture made Isfahan both wealthy and intellectually vibrant beyond all measure. Enter the Grand Bazaar, where the Silk Road tradition continues under vaulted brick ceiling arches. Sunlight filters through star-shaped openings in the ceiling, creating shafts of golden light. Carpet weavers work at their looms, fingers flying across colored threads with great lifetime skill. Old masters have been weaving since they were 6 years old, learning the craft from fathers. The patterns tell ancient stories, paradise gardens, hunting scenes, geometric infinities that can. European traders pay fortunes for these carpets, then sell them for 10 times more back home. But here in Persia, beautiful carpets are simply part of everyday life for everyone around. Visit the royal gardens, designed as earthly representations of paradise in Islamic thought belief. Rows of tall cypress trees line stone pathways dividing the space into 4 perfect quadrants. Water channels lined with blue tile reflect the endless sky in perfect mirror-like symmetry. The sound of fountains mingles with nightingales singing in branches overhead in warm afternoon. These gardens follow a 2,000-year-old formula representing water, earth, plants, and sky. They inspired every palace garden from the Taj Mahal to the Alhambra across the entire world. The word paradise itself comes from Old Persian paradisa, meaning a walled, beautiful garden. Enter a traditional tea house where men gather to discuss poetry, philosophy, and politics over tea. The tea is served strong and black in small glasses without handles, sweetened with rock sugar. Someone recites verses from Rumi that everyone seems to know by heart from their childhood. Another man argues passionately about astronomy and the movements of planets across the heavens. Isfahan has more scholars per capita than any other city outside of Baghdad in the eastern. Books are treasured possessions here, sometimes worth more than gold or even precious stones. Knowledge is the true currency of respect in this society, valued above wealth or noble birth. As the sun sets, oil lamps flicker to life in windows and doorways across the entire city. The scent of grilled kebabs and saffron rice drifts from kitchens and courtyards everywhere. Families gather for the evening meal on carpets spread in courtyards under the bright night stars. They eat with their right hands from communal platters, a sign of trust and family unity today. Laughter echoes from behind garden walls as children play and elders tell stories of the past. This is Persian civilization at its height, confident in its place in the entire world order. But the people walking these streets do not know what is coming in the future ahead of them. Wars with the Ottomans and Russians, Afghan invasions and revolutions reshape everything utterly. The fall of the Safavid dynasty and the rise of new powers across this entire vast region. In 300 years, the world will barely remember these cities existed at all back then. But for now, in this perfect moment frozen in time, Persia feels eternal and completely unchanging. This was Persia before it became Iran, before the name change and everything that followed after. A land of gardens and science and poetry and tolerance between different peoples and all faiths. The images you see in the news today tell only one narrow story about this ancient, rich place. But history tells 1,000 different stories if you take the time to listen to them all well. Like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more forgotten worlds brought back to life. The next journey through time begins soon and will take you somewhere equally extraordinary. Then, there are more lost civilizations to rediscover together, and we are only just getting started.